Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I've partnered up with Enya Music, a company I've never worked with before, to share with you guys an all-new instrument called the Cyber G. The Cyber G is a hybrid instrument. It combines keyboards with guitar, with drums. I mean, you could pretty much be your own little one-man band. It even has a backing bass to go along based on what chords you're playing, but we'll get more into that. I'm getting ahead of myself. So let's break up the Cyber G into two different sections. It's essentially a modular keytar, okay? So we have the neck module and the keyboard module. Let's start with the keyboard module. The keyboard module includes a variety of stock sounds, which can actually be expanded. You can add more instruments and sounds using their app and then upgrading the firmware on the computer. So the instrument sounds we have here are piano, which sounds like a grand piano. We have electric piano, which reminds me of a Rhodes piano. We have the E-guitar, which is, like a electric guitar, but reminds me of more like a keyboard guitar that you might hear on like an old 80s, 90s keyboard imitating an electric guitar. You have the Guzheng. I don't know how to say that properly, but it reminds me of a harp. You have a Melodica, which I think is self-explanatory. You have a flute, which reminds me of a Mellotron flute. You have an organ, and this one actually reminds me more of like a Farfisa organ. And then you have a synthesizer. It's more like a string pad style synthesizer, but it can play leads and does pads, all that stuff really well. But it's full of different functions based on what you want to do. For the neck module, that's like the acoustic guitar, the drum, and the bass section. It's kind of like adding on your band, or vice versa. Maybe you want the focal point to be the neck module, and then playing the keys alongside it. So the neck module has an acoustic guitar section, and all you have to do is just press the pads. If you know anything about music theory, that's even better, but if not, it's fine. It just plays different chords as you go along down the scale. As you move your way down the neck module, you'll find that it's labeled into sections. Once you're at the bass, you actually have an ability to press a sustain button. It also has the octave up and down function, which is actually controlling your keyboard. And then at the base is the bass and the drums. The drums, it's pretty limiting. You only have like one drum set, and then it just plays it in two different ways. You have this big pad at the bottom that allows it to be played softer or more intensely. That segues into the additional buttons and inputs, outputs. Let's talk about those because that's really important for those who want to expand this instrument or learn more about how to play it. So it actually has a really, really powerful and crisp, clear speaker. Probably one of the better speakers I've heard for any instrument. It's very, very impressive. Lots of bass, really clear high ends. But you can use this as a separate standalone Bluetooth speaker and connect it and just play your music off of it if that's what you want to do. You also have a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. It has USB-C. It provides the cable and the power adapter. And then, this is the most exciting part for me at least, you've got a standard guitar output jack, 1/4 inch in the US. This is where this thing can really start to shine, is playing it with like your guitar pedals and doing some weird quirky things. So, I mean, you can play it in different ways. You can play it standing up. You could play it sitting down. It's got that handle that moves. It includes a guitar strap, to use it while standing up. It's a quite versatile instrument. I think it's more for people who want to expand on those that play keyboard. They want to slowly expand. Like, I need something to back me up, play along with, or just mess around with your friends. I think you could have a good time and get a lot of raised eyebrows with this one because it's a unique take on the Keytar. So keyboardists, this is more, I feel like, for keyboard players like myself. I do enjoy trying to play the guitar, but yeah, I think it's also for people who play guitar or know theory. They'll gravitate towards this a lot more easy, find it a little bit more understanding. But again, traveling people who want something to mess around with and travel with, the keyboard detaches. And then you can use it as its own standalone MIDI controller or just slide it back in. So this thing, like I said, it's a modular instrument. It's full of unique ways to collapse it down, expand it. It's a pretty clever take on an instrument, but again, for a unique audience. The price, they're asking around $500 for this. In my opinion, I think that might be a little steep, but I don't know all of the components that went into this. Like I said, it's got a very impressive sampled library for the keyboard instruments. Like, they sound good. It's not like they sound bad. And then the speaker, that sounds really good. I wish you could change the drums, give you a different library of drum sounds and genres. I think that could be pretty cool. I've tried utilizing the app. It needs a lot of work because you try out things and then they just don't work. So it's a very unique take on the Keytar, and I think it's going to raise a lot of eyebrows, make a lot of people laugh and smile. And I don't think it's going to be frustrating for those that do get it. I think it'll be pretty entertaining. And who knows, you might even learn to play along with instruments better. So it could be a good practice instrument for those wanting to maybe get into a band. They can learn to play along with a backing track or even multitasking with guitar and the drums. So all in all, yeah, I'd say it's a decent instrument with a lot of room for growth. I haven't played the other instruments in this market. There's other types of keytars or instruments that try to replicate the guitar in an electronic sense. Let me know what you guys think about this. I thought it was very interesting, and I'm looking forward to trying it out more in unique ways with guitar pedals. That's where I feel like it really starts to shine. So yeah, we'll end on that note. Thanks you guys for checking out this video. We'll catch you next time. Peace. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I always forget to say that one.